And I guess once we talk to the Rusalka one last time... Oops, not this way. Then I guess we can just head to the castle. Because we only explored in one direction inside there. And we want to be in the castle at night anyways. Okay, Zap is already on.
You cast the
There's no chance that Reflect will actually work in battle, right?
You cast.
Oh, right. I gotta... Dang it, we got poisoned. There we go. Now we're finally getting him stun locked. Just change from dusk to afternoon? What do you mean? You see the sun is still going down. We haven't quite reached dusk yet. Poison. Or cure potion.
The only...
There we go. No longer poisoned. Let's see if she's got anything new, and she probably doesn't.
Hello again. What brings you to my lake today? So, how's the hero business going?
In the color of the sky after leaving the village? Oh. Didn't even notice that.
Being undead is not so bad. I don't...
Okay, and...
There is some sort of enchantment. That swamp is a really bad place.
Alright. Doesn't look like she's got anything else to add, so, let's make the thief sign.
Gazing intently at the lake woman, you sensuously waggle the fingers of your right hand beside your nose. Then you delicately and suggestively rub your belly with your left hand. The Rusalka says, "Oh, yes, that's what I want too. Come to me, and we'll rub noses and bellies together forever."
Goodbye. Visit me again whenever you like.
Your protection spell.
Hello, nurse. Yes, speaking of Animaniacs, that old joke. Unfortunately, if you go out into the water, she will drown you. Because that's her job as a Rusalka. Even if she doesn't want to because you're her friend. It's just what she has to do.
Your reversal spell.
It is possible to get a kiss from her, but you have to be a paladin and breaking her curse. And we'll never get to do that. Another one, huh? Bleh. Never. Because unfortunately, we are a wizard and not a paladin. And it just doesn't seem like it's gonna give us the stuff that we need in order to do her quest. Seems like the extra stuff is for paladins, and if you're not a paladin, get stuffed. Well, there's some things that we get to do too. This whole business with the fairy and... No, actually, I think even paladins can rescue Tanya. No? No, you can't. Well, maybe you do it in a different way. It's been so long since I've played it. I know paladins don't get to do the
Quick,
Fairy Queen
Lord.
stuff. And the Fairy Queen wants Arana's staff. But we can't get Arana's staff because the Destiny spell hasn't been activated yet. Wait, I need to use the keys on this. Blip. Forget the
Small
fairy.
key
The
for
Lady of the
quest.
Lake is where it's at. Can't argue with you there.
After following the dark passage for several minutes, you come out into a castle chamber. The bookcase closes behind you, and there is no obvious way to open it again.
That's fine, we're a wizard. Current time is still sun going down. So let's just check this place out. Let's listen at the
All
door.
you can hear are distant creaks and groans and the beating of your own heart.
Anything in the keyhole?
You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door.
You know, I bought this oil so that we can quiet these hinges.
You carefully oil the door's slightly rusty hinges.
Nope, it still makes a lot of noise. Most classes get class-specific content in each of the games, but the Paladin has a lot of class-specific content in this one. Wizard and Thief have some good content too. Fighter kind of gets shafted unless I'm forgetting something.
You see a portrait of a tall, arrogant-looking nobleman dressed for battle. It's an ash urn.
Yeah, they really want you to play through the game as each class to get the full experience. Hang on.
Carefully oil the door's slightly rusty hinges. All you can hear are distant...
Nothing, and...
You don't see any sign of life or movement.
Okay.
The cabinet is empty.
Nothing in that one.
The cabinet is empty. The cabinet is empty. It's a drinking horn. At least it would be a drinking horn if it had something to drink.
Well, let's just take it with us.
Those things always leak.
Oh, they do? Well, that's a disappointment.
You carefully oil the door's slightly rusty hinges.
Now listen
All you can hear are...
and look.
You catch a brief glimpse of the elusive flash of wings on the other side of the door.
Well then, let's get ready.
You cast the protection spell.
Bats! Easy. Oil the hinges. Even though it doesn't seem to matter that much.
You carefully oil. You put your ear up against the door and listen. You don't hear anything. Peering through the keyhole, you see no threatening activity on the other side of the door.
Nothing here?
A worn, threadbare rug adds a touch of color to the plain wooden floor. Nothing like a blazing fire to keep away the chill on those cold winter nights.
Can we do anything?
Ashes to ashes and all that, but are you really in such a hurry to go out like a light?
Okay. Can we cast Calm?
A feeling of peace and tranquility fills the area.
But it doesn't affect the fire at all.
The bookshelf shifts ever so slightly as you push against it, but you haven't found the trigger yet.
Trigger, you say?
This is not a good place to practice your magic.
Oh.
The bookshelf sports a number of volumes of light reading. This must have been the boyar's personal reading room, since his crest decorates the top of the shelf. The boyar's crest looks slightly crooked.
Oh, drawing attention to that.
You straighten out the crest. The bookshelf opens, revealing a secret passage.
Oh, we've been in this room before. Wait, how do we... Can we open that
The
again?
stone walls and floors are as cold as death. The stone... You don't find any safes, secret passages, or other interesting oddities behind the painting.
Well, I guess we're going this way.
You don't see any sign of life or movement.
The picture's hanging at an angle. I know, but when I clicked it, it said there was nothing going on with it.
All you can hear are...
Oil.
You carefully oil the door.
Man, I wish these doors would actually be quieter whenever you open them after you oil them, just because it sounds like the whole castle would hear that.
Peering through the keyhole, you see no threatening activity on the other side of the door.
Sounds good and oiled. It certainly does.
You put your ear up against the door and listen. You don't hear anything. You carefully oil the door hinges to prevent revealing squeaks.
Yes, we have prevented the revealing squeaks. Have we been in this room?
The cabinet is empty. The cabinet is empty.
The bowl?
The cabinet is empty.
This one then?
The cabinet is empty.
You think your WD-40 is broken? Yeah, I think so. I think it might be watered down.
You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door.
And listen.
All you can hear are...
Okay.
You carefully oil the door's slightly rusty hinges.
Time? It's not quite night.
The cabinet is empty. The cabinet is empty. The cabinet is empty.
Painting?
You find nothing of value.
Well, that's an insult to whoever painted that picture.
You carefully oil. All you can hear are You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door.
Where's this one go?
All you can hear are
Wonder why you would have the option to force open the door if you can just open it normally.
You don't see any sign of life. You carefully...
Well, this is leading back down. So let's see what's over this way first. And just go full Kool-Aid man. Bust through doors, bust through walls. Every time you enter a room, oh yeah!
All you can hear are distant creaks and groans and the beating of... All you can...
No. Look.
You don't see any sign...
Okay. But we're gonna oil them anyways.
You carefully...
Sun is almost down.
Door hinges squeaking.
See, that's why I want to oil them up every
Carefully
time.
Oil the doors.
So, let's see, we got...
The bookshelves are full of incredibly exciting works, such as 250 years of Boyar ledgers and first-grade writing samples. Stained glass forms a wheel pattern high on the wall.
There's a weird red mark right there. I don't know if it's coming up clearly on the stream. Can I do anything with that?
The wheel doesn't look like it opens or even turns. There's something strange about the volumes of Tobin's Spirit Encyclopedia, subtitled To Pass Beyond the Veil, on these shelves.
Oh. Question mark? This must be one of those sliding bookshelves. You need to move the books in some order to make this work. No? Tax me I? No. Okay. I don't know. Magic? Detect?
You sense no magic in this area. You carefully oil the door's slightly rusty hinges. All you can hear are distant... You don't see any movement through the keyhole, but you think you hear movement from the bottom of the stairs.
In that case, we better save, which we haven't done in a while. Uh-oh. Hang on. Sneaky time.
You hear voices at the bottom of the stairs. You know, there are those two huge goon guards down at the bottom. Are you sure this is such a good time to head down the stairs?
Well, I'm being sneaky to listen.
Boring. This is definitely boring. Hey, dungeons is always guarded, and we's the guards. But why guard a dungeon when there's no one in there? We got to guard something, don't we? Else we don't got the job. Well, it's still boring.
Calm. Because we're a wizard.
A feeling of peace and tranquility fills the area. He looks like someone with whom you really don't want to tangle. He's mean, he's tough, he's a goon.
I guess goon is just their word for orcs. Alright, let's go.
This really isn't such a hot idea. It will be certain death to get too close to those guards.
I get the feeling it's gonna be funny. That's a stretch. The two goons decide to have a taffy or maybe it's a patsy pulling contest. They're very disappointed when you break instead of stretching any further. Is sneaking like oiling the door hinges? Like when you start to sneak, do you announce, "I'm sneaking," at the top of your lungs like a goober? No, but I do tend to repeat the word sneak. So I go sneak, sneak, sneak. Okay, I guess we'll just... I think they have to go through their conversation again, but... Do they have anything else to say? Or did they already go through the conversation and then I walk down? Alright. Let's re-oil the door just to be safe.
You carefully...
And I guess we'll just leave.
The master's really something, ain't she? Yeah. I even likes the kid. Shame they keep her all the way on the other side of the castle. Yeah. It's the Annabes guy I can't stand. He looks at us like we was food or something. You got it. That guy gives me the creeps.
It's the verbal component of your invisibility spell. The louder you yell, "I'm sneaking," the better it works. So, I just go like this, and I say...
You have to stand still.
Oh, okay,
Straighten.
there. So I just go like this, I go, poof! Haha, I am invisible and you can't see me! And as long as I'm announcing that I am invisible, I remain invisible. But as soon as I stop, then I reappear. So, those goons mentioned something. They mentioned a master, a little girl, and an Annabes guy. They don't like Annabes. Who could that be? Bees. The unfortunate trade-off is that in order to not be seen, you must be heard. Yeah, how else are they going to believe you?
You carefully...
If they don't see or hear you, then they wouldn't even know that you were there and not even think that, oh, there's somebody invisible.
You put your ear up against the... Peering through the keyhole.
Is anybody there? No! Well, actually, you'd have to say yes. Because again, you're invisible, and you have to let them know. It's the law. We've already opened that.
You carefully oil the door.
So, we've been in this part of the castle before.
You shiver as...
Actually, hang on. Was this the way to the girls' room? I'm already lost. Let's move a little faster. Let's run.
Peering through the keyhole.
Wait.
You can't...
Just to be safe. And was this the pink bedroom?
Door.
Okay. Let's go ahead and oil this.
You careful...
And it is currently nighttime, so if this is the correct door, then we can go right on in. But, always oil.
Carefully...
We're performing a service for this castle. These doors have just been neglected for way too long.
You hear heavy breathing beyond
Yep.
the door. It reminds you of a hibernating bear.
This is it. So, Let's just knock on the door.
You politely knock on the door. Fortunately, there's no response.
Oh. Well, let's go on in. I mean, we knocked.
Who is it, Toby? He came to visit while I was sleeping? Did you ask him what he wanted? Well then, ask him now.
A hibernating bear, not Ava Cat in the morning. Well, Ava Cat in the morning, if she was hibernating, she'd still be asleep and wouldn't be a monster. Hello.
You say hello.
Hello? Do you live in the castle now too?
Would you like some candy?
Sorry, but my parents said I should never take candy from strangers. Besides, I don't like candy anymore.
They truly did turn her into a monster. So I guess we can talk with Toby. I'm sure this is going to be a very enlightening conversation. Vampires.
Toby says you ask too many questions and you need to go away now. Toby, you're being mean.
Yeah, Toby. I had a cat named Toby, and he was a lot nicer than you.
Toby says he's here to protect me and make sure no one will hurt me.
Alright, so who's the girl?
Toby says I'm supposed to stay in my room and not talk to strangers.
Tell me about the castle.
Toby says that we live in the castle and you should go away. Toby, it's not nice to tell people to go away. You're supposed to ask them to go.
Yeah, Toby. Let's talk to her. Tell us about your monster friend.
Toby's my best friend. We play games and tell stories, and I never had a real friend before.
Oh.
Toby says I'm his best friend, too.
That's nice. They're friends.
My name is Tanya, and this is Toby. What's your name?
I guess we're not going to answer that question. So, where are your parents?
My mommy and daddy don't like me anymore. I did something bad and now they don't want to see me ever again. Sometimes I miss my mommy and daddy. I know, Toby, you and Aunt Trina take good care of me. I wouldn't want to leave you ever. But I still miss my mommy.
Ask about bad girl.
Toby used to visit me at the inn. My mommy and daddy would not like it if they saw Toby. They wouldn't let me play with him, so I didn't tell them about him. One day, Toby brought me a beautiful doll. I never had a real doll before. I named her Vanna. But when my mommy saw Vanna, she got real mad. She tried to make me tell about Toby. My mommy and daddy yelled at me. They scared me. They took Vanna away, and they wouldn't let me see her ever again. I didn't want them to do that to Toby, so I ran away with him. Aunt Trina says my mommy and daddy won't like me now. She says they will be scared of me like they were scared of Vanna. I don't want my mommy and daddy scared of me. I will never go back again. I know, Toby. You should go now. I don't want to talk about bad things.
My name is Nunya. Nunya Balls. No, wait. That's not how it goes. This sounds sad, but I get the feeling her parents had to flee for their lives. Actually, her parents are the innkeeper and the innkeeper's wife. Telling me about vampires, bleh.
That's a scary thing. That's how come we always used to have garlic all around at the inn.
Garlic?
Mommy and I used to braid the garlic and put it up all over the place to keep out the bad things. I don't like the smell of garlic. I had to wear garlic around my neck all the time. Now I have a pretty necklace instead. See? Isn't it pretty?
The necklace is on a choker chain, completely covering the little girl's throat.
I don't see a necklace. But okay. I'm sure it's pretty.
A long time ago, I used to live at the inn. But now I get to live here. I don't have to be afraid of the bad things all the time. Now I have Toby to protect me.
Okay, we've asked about everything here. So, let's tell her about ourselves. We're a hero, and also the prince, no need to bow.
You tell about yourself.
I never met a real hero before. Why'd you come here?
You start to tell what you're doing here.
Toby, it's not polite to interrupt. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Let's talk about the innkeepers.
You tell her about the innkeepers.
I miss my mommy and my daddy. But I can never go home. Not now. Toby says this is my home now.
Well, I got something for you. It's a doll.
What is that? Toby, let him in. Toby, he has our dolly. Vanna, I thought I lost you. Look, Toby, it's Vanna. Thank you for bringing her to me. I thought she was lost. Where did you find her?
Let's... What all can we... Let's tell her about the inn.
You tell her about the inn and how sad it is without her.
If I went back to the inn, I'd never be afraid of the dark again. Toby says that everyone would be afraid of me now. I don't want them to be afraid of me.
Tell her about her mommy.
You tell Tanya how her mummy misses her.
I miss my mommy too. Sometimes I want to cry, but I can't anymore. I just feel sad.
Well, let's tell her about Arana's staff.
You tell about Irana's staff and how it can make Tanya back into a real little girl again.
I like the staff. It always made such pretty flowers in town. You say it will make me all better and I won't be a bad thing anymore?
You nod your head.
Oh, Toby, I can see my mommy and daddy again.
We'll just leave out the minor detail.
Toby asks, what else will the staff do?
You try to explain about sacrifice.
Toby says he understands. He says you should take us to the staff now, so I can be with my mommy and daddy again. Oh, it feels weird here. Kinda happy. Icky. I'm scared. I know you'll protect me, Toby, but who will protect you? Okay, Toby. I'll protect you.
You cast the ritual of release.
The sacrifice of life for love. Your love for the child is great.
You see Toby silently nod his head.
Will you trade your life to give life to the child? Will you die willingly for the one you love?
No, Toby, no!
So shall the sacrifice be done. So is the sacrifice complete. I am again the staff of Irana.
You feel Irana's staff become a part of you. Now it is your staff as well when you choose to summon it.
I'm so sorry, Toby. I didn't protect you too good, did I? I love you too, Toby.
You take the sobbing child in your arms and carry her to the inn. You awaken her parents and are overwhelmed by their gratitude and joy. It is long before you manage to escape to the peace of your own room for what is left of the night.